Glitter, different glitter. They had black, blue, and for the more adventurous, pink.
Pink, oh.
Now, you had to trust your instincts that they were going to sell out, which brings us to today's Big Deal! So today's big deal is a broad one.
Okay.
But we'll try to get a little more specific as we go in this conversation.
It has to do with women?
Trust.
Oh.
So maybe.
This is so important to me. I'm so happy we're talking about this.
Go ahead, take it.
No, just because trust can come in so many forms. You know, there's trust within yourself, which is a big deal, and a lot of people struggle with. And then there's how do you stay, you know, active in your own body and trusting yourself and be able to trust other people, you know what I mean? And so there's this whole other realm of trust where you trust coworkers a certain way, you trust family members a certain way, you trust relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend a certain way. Mm-hmm. And so trust, it takes so many different forms, but no matter what form it takes, I think it's so important to have that mutual respect and trust with whoever you're dealing with.
Yeah, in my personal case, I have to say I am very trusty of people. Like, I trust people very easily. In my personal life. I am, no, in serio.
Does that get you into trouble?
It has gotten me into trouble. I've gotten my couple of, you know, kicks in the butt a couple times for that. But I don't really regret it because at the end of the day, it gives me also the freedom to be myself and to be exposed and to be vulnerable and to just, you know, be there. That's in my personal life. Now, how much do I trust everything else in life, like the government or the media or whatever it is I see out there? Not so much.
We'll get to that because that's going to be where I'm going to go with. But what about you, Dennis? What does trust mean to you and how do you handle it?
Well, to me, it's like being able to tell something to somebody and them not blabbing it off to the whole family, which is an issue that I sometimes have with my cousins because once it gets to one, no se filtró a la familia entera. So I just try to keep my mouth shut with certain things because they're like, oh no, I'm not going to tell anybody. And then the whole family tree knows.
Now, are you trustworthy though? Can we tell you things and you won't say anything?
Tell me stuff.
O eso viene también de familia y no solo de los primos.
Well, here's the thing, because like someone can have, like someone like me, for instance. I have trust issues, but I'm a very trustworthy person.
I am the same way. I think
so. Like,
I am.
I don't trust people, but you can trust me.
But you know what? People have the misconception about myself that because I like to read gossip, you know, websites, and I like to retweet gossip articles, that they can't tell me anything because then I'm gonna blab it out to everybody else. No, I'm actually a little bit discreet, like especially when it's somebody that I personally know.
I've seen that. I've seen how you can be discreet. Now, there's another kind of trust, trusting life and
trusting that life is gonna take you where it needs to go. I mean, that's another trust in the higher power.
That I struggle with. I like to control things.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, of course.
Tie him up, honey, and do something.
Let's go. Get the rope out. One of the trusts that I struggle, I mean, on the personal stuff, you know, I feel that later in life I have become more trustworthy because I feel very bad if somebody trusts me with information and then, you know, especially when I was younger, I might not be as disciplined enough to keep it, you know, to myself. But now I feel like I can keep a secret.
But disciplined in what sense to keep your mouth shut?
Sometimes you say something that you shouldn't have said. Somebody told you not to say it, and then.
But if I tell you a secret now,
I'm talking about me like at 21. Here now, I'm totally trustworthy.
Okay.
But the trust that I have an issue with is something that people talk about. You alluded to, trust in the media. Now I work in the media. I'm a consumer of the media.
Right.
And I believe I have a critical mind, and I try to see through the BS.
Right.
All right. And so a lot of times people, especially today with media, that media panders to their audience to the point that they'll leave out information if it doesn't fit their narrative.
Of course.
So what I've learned now to do, especially when it comes to, let's just say politics, for instance. I mean, but this can be entertainment. This can be anything. Politics, I'll go to the liberal websites. I'll go to the conservative websites. I'll go to the people that say that they're independent, and then I'll try to triangulate. You'll notice that some information is left out over here, and some information is left out over there, and some of the stuff is advocated for or against before you even get the facts. So you got to try to triangulate and kind of come up with your own truth, because nobody in the media really right now can tell you that this is for sure the truth. They might tell you facts, but then they layer it with a bunch of BS.
You can definitely not trust just one source. You need to read many sources and create your own criteria.
Unless it's the zoo. I think that here we speak truth. It might be laden with our agendas and our narratives and our opinions, but we're good people, we're trustworthy.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But in the media, you know, for someone like Trump, when, you know, all these outlets, I think the media in a way created Trump.
Totally.
So in my opinion, it's their responsibility to now shut him down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I don't know if it's their.
Let me finish. Okay. To a certain extent, I think that media outlets like CNN, for instance, they're as objective as they can be, but at the same time, they have a responsibility to call out Trump for his behavior. So they might leave out some of the maybe good, better things that he does, but in my mind, that's a service to the people because those things don't matter when you think about the other things that he's done that overshadow.
I have to kind of disagree with that, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
I always say, you know, I speak from a certain place, but I do believe that this middle ground, that I reflect a lot of people in this country. Okay, and a lot of people that are just suspicious of any source at this point because every source seems to come to that with an agenda. When you know someone like CNN, you're right about them creating Trump because they played into his trap by giving him this platform. But at the same time, if they lie about something to shut him down in the greater service of the greater good as they see it, someone like me is not going to trust what they say later on because we're going to question whatever they put out later on, and so you fall into that trap of. I believe that we just need to clearly define what news reporting is and what editorialized opinion type of media is, and we need to be able to have a discernible line in between, and right now it's gray and it's mixed. And
totally, you're right.
yeah, I don't even mean to like bring, but I understand what you're saying though.
You're right.
Yeah, but